music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Teen Mom 2. This is season 8, episode 18. It's basically the season premiere. Ignore this. I don't know what this is. It's when I come off my little favorite shirt, but you know what I'm saying? It's 2 o'clock in the morning and I don't care. And it's hot. So I had to cut my air conditioner on. So if you guys hear that, that's what it is. It's hot, but it's weird. It's this weird Michigan weather that I can't control, but I had to get myself together so I could be comfortable. So if you hear a little humming, it's because my air conditioner's on, but whatever. Tonight's lipstick. I know y'all gonna love it because y'all know I love a dog lip, honey. And yeah, so it's called Vampira. It is from Kat Von D. I got it from Sephora. I mean, baby, I absolutely positively love this damn lipstick. I don't know what to do with myself. Anyway, so this episode, it kind of it's weird because it picks up before they even did the reunion, like last season. And that's weird because we've already seen their reunion. Like, the reunion already came on and we saw all that stuff. So it's kind of like, okay, we kind of behind the scenes, but not behind the scenes. But the thing that we saw happening on the reunion can kind of a little bit be explained. So, but I'm happy it's not like too far away from the reunion. Like, the reunion is like next week's episode. So I'm sorry, it's a lot. So Chelsea's still in the process of getting Aubrey's last name hyphenated, from, what's that baby name? Adam. From Adam's last name to Adam and Cole's last name. But Aubrey wanted to do this. And I think it kind of makes sense because I think for Aubrey, her mama and Cole are family. They had a little brother, the same last name. We know that she's currently pregnant now, So it makes sense that Aubrey is aware of the fact everyone else would have the same last name except her, and how she did not want to take away her last name. She just wanted to add to it. So, it makes perfect sense. Honestly, it does. And Aubrey, again, as we said, she wants it. So they're going to get the paperwork done to get it done. And, but it's cute to see Aubrey even say, like, I mentioned to my grandma, to Adam's mom, and, she didn't care. And she says, well, if your dad got mad about it, would you not want to do it? And she was like, no, I'll still want to do it. And that shows how much of a connection that Aubrey has with Cole and her mom. I mean, even though Adam is her bio dad, we know there's still strain there, whatever. And we know that for Aubrey, her main father figure is Cole. Even though Cole hasn't been in her life as long as her dad has. And that's kind of crazy. But he came in at a time to where she was old enough to appreciate him being there. So yeah, so we then see how she heard back from his lawyers, from Adam's lawyers. She's talking to her dad, and I think her mom might have been there too. And she says, it's stupid because the lawyer said that he's willing to let the name change happen, but he wants to either, reduce child support or cancel child support, or, bring in Cole's income to deal just child support stuff where he don't want to pay any more money. But I'm like, her getting her last name changed don't have anything to do with the amount of child support that you are supposed to be paying for her. I'm like, that's just crazy. It's kind of really stupid. And even her dad said he just trying to get out of paying. So they do say how he owe about $10,000 in back child support. And so she's like, I'm not going to agree to deal with child support issues because of a name change. Like they have nothing to do with each other. She's like, I'd rather just go to court about it, because if we go to court, they not gonna force me to take child support off of him to change her name. It's gonna be stupid. So we're gonna just let the lawyers handle it and do whatever. We then see the next scene is she finds out that Adam got arrested again, supposedly for some kind of domestic assault. That he posted bail, so he's out of jail, but he was arrested. She then says like that she don't know the details of it, but she then said after that happened, his ex-fiance went and filed a restraining order against him, and so because of that, it's public knowledge. She said it had listed how he was using drugs really heavily, how he at one point broke the girl's arm, how he was getting paranoid and was going crazy. So for her, she like, okay, I'm gonna have to go talk to my attorney to see what we can do, because right now he has supervised visits, but I'm scared if he's really tripping on like that and like really doing drugs or whatever, and getting paranoid, that it can get bad. So I don't want Aubrey to get hurt in the case in the I don't want her to get hurt in the shuffle of it all. So she said she's gonna go talk to her attorney to see what she can do. Chelsea's smart, even though her whole storyline is about the bullshit that Adam puts her through. It do seem like she's trying to safeguard Aubrey so that Aubrey doesn't get affected by the things her dad is doing, and whatever he got going on in his life, good, bad, or indifferent. And I do feel like if he was a good father, that she would not be trying to like do all of this. I think he just, I don't know, it's just crazy. So we see that whole thing going with her, talking about how she gonna go talk to her lawyer, see that the other thing handled. So that was the whole Chelsea story. Jenelle, finds out that Nathan's mom has filed for emergency custody of Kaiser. Now, we saw a bit of that talked about at the reunion, but this is like the pre-reunion stuff. So, she's saying how the mother is saying that they have seen bruises on him, and that also there's supposedly complaint that she leaves him sitting outside in the heat, in the sun, baking or whatever. That's not true. He doesn't even want to go outside by himself. We don't hit him. He's had bruises when he came back from there. So it's basically abuse being accused per se, because she was saying how she's seen bruises on him when he comes home from Nathan's people, and Nathan and mom and them saying they see bruises when he come over. So the boy got bruises some kind of way that they both are saying, so they're both admitting their bruises. They're just both saying the other one is the one who created them. So she's saying how she's pissed off because she has to go to court, and saying how she feels like her life is fine. How her life itself in the house is all okay, but everyone else is trying to fuck up her life. And I'm like, well, you say so. She brings up how Nathan only has supervised visits because he got arrested earlier or whatever, so he doesn't have like regular visits, they're all supervised. What was she saying? Oh no, we were saying Nathan. So Nathan was talking to whoever, and he was saying how he only sees Kaiser on his little supervised visits. He sees him every other week. Says his mama did file for emergency custody because of these bruises. He was talking to two friends. And he also says how Kaiser has told him himself that David punches him. He also said like if he do something bad, like if he drops something on the ground, if he spills something or whatever, he's like when he does it, he instantly gets up and runs away, and he puts his hands over his butt. He says for him, for me, that's the indication that when he do something wrong, somebody hits him, and so he's preparing himself to be hit because he's covering his butt and he's running away. And the one thing I can say I respect for Nathan is people always say when parents share custody and someone says, well, one parent is unfit or the other parent is unfit, sometimes people don't look for signs that there's issues. I do believe if your child spills something, if they do something to make you feel like they know they finna get hit, because that's what they're used to. That's what they're used to. They're used to something. Oh, I spill something, someone hits me, let me cover my face. I spill something, someone hits me, let me cover my butt. You know what I'm saying? It's those kind of things that you kind of should pay attention to. Now, we can't say whether Nathan is lying or telling the truth. We can't say whether Jenelle is lying or telling the truth. But I can respect Nathan saying, I'm noticing these little things and my son is telling me those things, and I'm not going to ignore it. It don't matter if I have had a run-in with the law, if I've been arrested for whatever other reason. If I see things in my son, I'm not going to ignore it. So many times we have people who ignore signs of abuse in their children, and then God forbid something happen, and then someone says, why you didn't see nothing? Why wasn't you paying attention? And it's that little stuff. So I can say kudos to him for paying attention. Okay, it is what it is. We then see Jenelle saying how she thinks her mom is behind Nathan's mom filing the emergency thing or whatever. It's like, I think, his mom wasn't doing anything until my mom probably got in her ear and told her that she should do this and how I'm a bad mom. So I feel like she's behind all of this, and it's all because she wasn't invited to my wedding. She then say, so I'm going to tweet out and blame my mom for this. And then David says, you know what? That's a good idea. Now the next day they go talk to Barbara. Barbara's pissed because at this point Jenelle didn't tweet it out, blaming Barbara as the reason that Nathan's mom is going for emergency custody or whatever. And so Barbara's mad because Jenelle blamed her. She then says, like, Jace has told me before that David does hit Kaiser, but when I tell Jenelle, she don't believe anything that I say. Jenelle thinks no matter what I'm saying, I'm lying. But Jace has also said it too. She said, so at one, because she's like, well, Jenelle thinks that you is behind it. And so Barbara does say, a press person did call me, and they did ask me were there issues, and I said yes, there are issues. I feel like there've always been issues. So she do admit that she's talking to the press and to the tabloids. So for that, Barbara, your ass is wrong. You should not be doing that at all. Jenelle isn't wrong for being upset that her mom was talking to the tabloids. However, as Barbara said, she's tired of Jenelle and the bullshit. She's just sick and tired of Jenelle lying about her and blasting her on the internet, and she feels like David makes her do things the same way we just seen Jenelle say, I think I'm gonna tweet about my mama, and David said that's a good idea. In hindsight, David should have said don't do it, just go to court, don't worry about it, but he kind of does edge her on to do dumb shit. He did not have to encourage her to go on social media and say anything. He didn't, but he did anyway. So I feel like in one way or the other, David and Barbara both do dumb shit that makes Jenelle do something dumb or say something dumb or gets her in dumbass situations. On the flip side, again, if Barbara feels there's abuse going on in her home and someone's calling her, asking her, is it true? And she's just saying, well, it is she really wrong? Should she be calling the child protective people? Yes, she should. She should not answer the press when they call and ask her questions. But at the end of the day, they are on a reality show, and they make their money doing this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whether she's talking to the press or whether she's recording for the TV cameras, it's going to be the same outcome. It's going to still be made to be public knowledge. So at this point, Jenelle can't get pissed at her mama for saying shit to the tabloids, because when the season airs, we're going to see it anyway. Girl, bye. You know what I'm saying? So it's a catch-22. So at that point, Jenelle not pissed off because she see what her mother said in the tabloid. Her mother admitted, I do think there's issues or whatever. She's crying. Like, Dave, we don't know, I'm in here crying, you know what I'm saying? But he doesn't touch the kids like that, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't hit them. Everything is fine with us. It's everyone else who thinks stuff is crazy. She then said, David doesn't hit them like that. David will playfully ask Kaiser, should I punch you in the face? And Kaiser says yes, and David punches him in the face. I said, I joke with my nephew, and I have said to my nephew before, DJ, I'm gonna punch you in your esophagus. I laugh when I say it. I'm nowhere near him. I never punch him when I say it, but I have jokingly said that to my nephew, but I've never put my hands on my nephew. But that's my nephew. I think there's a difference between that and Jace and Kaiser saying to people, David hits Kaiser. And Jenelle's trying to say, well, yeah, he hits them playfully, and they're just confused. I think there's a difference because It's just a difference. It's just a difference in general. So I think the fact that Jenelle explained it to me means he do hit them kids, and in one way or another, it can be playful or it cannot be playful. But in some way, form, or fashion, he's putting his hands on them kids. She said he don't touch the kid like that. I remember last season, I think it was the season when it was supposed to get. It might have been last season when Kaiser was crying, and you did see him grab Kaiser and snatch him up and put him around. You can't tell me he don't hit them kids. You can't tell me that shit. Because the same way he grabbed Kaiser and snatched his ass up is probably what he do when the cameras ain't watching. Okay? Don't miss with the bullshit. So, she's like, I just be having nightmares. I keep having nightmares about my mom, taking my family, taking my kids, and just trying to take everything away from me. At this point, I feel like Jenelle is overreacting. Even the producers are like, well, how do you deal with all this stress and all these things coming your way? I feel like Jenelle lives her life in a way that causes people to see turmoil, and sometimes she don't see it. And I feel like no one is going to consistently accuse anyone of doing things if nothing is happening. I think eventually the child protective people or whatever will see people just messing with them, and there's nothing wrong. So I feel like if Barbara or Nathan's mom is giving false accusations consistently, eventually, if nothing ever comes of the investigation, Jenelle can get at least a restraining order for them to stop doing stuff. I feel like there's always a little something, there's a little some truth to it, and that's why she is so stressed, because she knows it's true. If I'm not abusing my kid and my husband ain't abusing my kids, and they just have to keep making sure that it ain't happening, I wouldn't care. Because my thing is, I ain't got shit to. It's the equivalent of a person who don't smoke weed getting nervous about a drug test. You don't do drugs. So if you have to take a drug test every single day, it doesn't make you nervous. It doesn't stress you out because you don't do drugs. So you have nothing to worry about. If you not cheating on your husband, you not worried about a lot of taking tests because you ain't cheating. You got nothing to worry about. Okay? If you ain't stealing coffee from Starbucks, the camera's recording you, ain't gonna matter because you not on camera stealing because you didn't do it. Jenelle is scared of something because there's something to be scared of, and that's my opinion. Not for the bullshit of it all. Briana, Kail, and a little bit of Leah. So the episode actually started off with Briana and Leah, who are, I think they were maybe in New York or LA, whatever city they was in, for the VMAs. So Briana, her sister, and Leah are all riding together to go to the VMAs. And, so at the little suite, when they get their makeup done, they're chit-chatting, they talking, Brianna saying how, Nova's dad is always Nova's dad is in jail. He got arrested for some drug stuff or whatever. Says how Lewis is always in a row because he's a truck driver, or whatever. So she brings that part up. Then she brings up how her and Javi kind of hanging out. Leah said, yeah, that's kind of weird. I'm just confused about that, kind of what's going on. And she's like, oh, we're friends, what I'm saying? Who knows what's really going on? Who really knows? I didn't like Briana last season, and I don't think I'm going to like her this season, and I'm going to tell y'all why. She then brings up how her and Javi are going to be in Orlando, how they're going to Orlando, they're going to be staying at the same hotel, they're taking the kids to hang out with each other, or whatever. So Leah, you can tell she feels funny. She's like, does Kail know? And she's like, well, no, I don't think, I haven't told her. I don't know if Javi told her. What I'm saying? I don't know. Will she be upset? Leah said she's going to be upset. I don't think she's going to like it. And what I like that Leah did was Leah stayed neutral while also not let Briana off with her bullshit, because she basically, because she telling her kid gonna be upset. That's really, really true. Briana said how, well, me and him are just friends. I think, I don't think it's my place to tell her things. I mean, she don't think it's her place to tell Kail. But she has my number and we can talk. And as she's saying that, Leah's like, she looking like bitch bullshit. She looking like you shouldn't be dealing with Javi, period. So you wrong and so the fuck is Javi. It's how Leah's looking. But Leah was kind of still speaking her piece, but staying neutral. She wasn't trying to fully go in and ask questions, say who's wrong or right. But she clearly was saying, I don't know. Kail's going to be upset. It's kind of girl code. She's going to be upset. She's not going to be happy about that. She kept saying that. And Briana was volunteering information to Leah, to me, which was done because Leah and Kail are friends. They've been on the same show together for 10 years. They're kind of cool. So I felt like there was a bit of messiness in her talking to Leah about it. So we then see, with them there, we see Javi do FaceTime her. He's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, you look nice. Send me some pictures later on. Okay, I talked to okay, bye. You know what I'm saying? So Leah looking like they really be talking. Like, it's something going on. It's something in the water. Okay, it's something in the water. We then see after that, she goes back or whatever. There was some kind of big storm, so their plans got switched around. How they couldn't come out earlier, and at this point in time now, they won't be staying in the same hotel because things changed. So Javi FaceTime her like, well, yeah, Kail called me asking about me and you, and someone told her we're gonna be in the same hotel. I wasn't who told her. So Briana played stupid. Oh, really? That's crazy. Well, we're not staying in the same hotel now because things have changed. So, it doesn't really matter. But, what I'm saying? That's crazy. At that moment, I said, I don't fuck with her. Simply because she knew exactly how Kail found out. She knew damn well she told one person who would have told Kail. She know damn well Leah told. She knew Leah was going to tell Kail. You can't tell me on no place on God's green earth that you think if you talk to someone's friend about them that they're not going to tell said friend. You can't tell. For her not to even say, well, I mentioned it to Leah. Maybe Leah told her. For her to act like she had no idea was bullshit. And you can't tell me no different, bitch, at all. So, at that point, I feel like Briana's being shady and messy. She told Leah something to get it back to Kail to piss Kail off. She probably felt like Kail would flip out on Javi and it could bring her and Javi closer because now Kail mad at Javi about them. Briana is being messy as fuck and it's only episode 1. And I feel like it was a bunch of fuckery and bullshit. Because we do see how her and Javi do go to Orlando and they're hanging out or whatever. So we see that whole part. So, cutting to Leah. Now, Leah's back home. I'm telling this in peace because I go person by person. So, Leah's back home. She talking to the producer like, I feel weird about what Briana said to me. Like, I feel like I'm stuck in the middle. And I can't not tell Kail because I feel like if I don't tell her, she gonna get mad at me because she gonna probably feel like I should have told her that. Kail shouldn't get mad at Leah, but I would understand if she did because you're my friend. It's girl code. You supposed to call me and tell me. So she does. She sends her a text say, hey, I'm filming right now, but I need to talk to you about something that Briana said when we were filming, and it's gonna, it's on camera. So I want to talk to you about it. So Kail calls her. What's going on? Like Kail did sound frank, like what's going on or whatever. So she tells Kail what Briana said, like, she was talking about her and Javi. They hanging out together. They going to Orlando to be with the kids. And Kail like, he told me they were going to Orlando, him and the boys, but just him and the boys. So how is a trip for him and the boys turning into him, the boys, and her kids? Like, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Because like he told me out of his own mouth what he was doing is as if he lied to me. So she says, you know what, I'm going to just call him and ask him what's going on because, I'm saying, he should have told me something different. She says that she then texts Leah back saying how you said it isn't her business. So that's the most we've seen with Leah, was this whole situation. So now we to Kail. So Kail, baby like 2 months old, he ain't got no name. Still no name. They kept calling him Baby Low. We know she picked the name. She called him Lux. But as we see, it took her 2 months to get that shit figured out. Whatever. We see how her and Chris are not on good terms. How they don't speak. He does not see the baby. She says that she's on good terms with Joe, with V. A little bit with Javi. It was. Now, when her friend is asking her, like, we know what's up with Javi and Briana, she's like, saying, I don't know and I don't care. So we see that whole thing. At this point, she was saying how, Javi is 2 different ways. he's one way in front of the cameras. He's nice or whatever, but when the cameras aren't around, it's as if he don't even know me. It's just it's different or whatever. Cool, whatever. At this point, we see Javi talking about how him and Briana are cool. They haven't went to Orlando yet. This is like pre-whatever. He's saying how she's cool because you know how it go in spurts or whatever. It will go like scene by scene, but I review it differently. So he's saying how him and Briana are cool, how they flirt here and there, but she's saying one state, he's saying the other state. So right now it's whatever, but they haven't crossed that line or whatever. So his friend then said, well, Kel have an issue with y'all date. He said Kel always has an issue with what I do. I feel like both Javi and Kel care for each other. And if the other one is doing something different, they gonna get mad, period. I just think that's their dynamic. Because I do think they still love each other. And they both still have a jealous bone in their body for the other one. Period. You know what I'm saying? They both do. Not just him, not just her. Both of their ass do. We then see Kel talking to Joe. And she's saying to him how, Javi told her it was only going to be him and the boys going to Orlando. Come to find out, she's like, Leah told me that Briana going too. So Joe like, why would he lie about that? Like, that's just crazy. Now Briana's going. It's like, yeah, it's just so crazy. So Joe was saying how, that's not something that Javi should lie about. He should just be honest about it because it's not a big dish. It's not a big deal. Kel feel Briana was trying to be messy. She's like, I know she's trying to be messy because why else would she be with my friend, a girl who's been my friend for over 10 years, and tell her something knowing I don't know? You knew she would tell me. You trying to be messy and petty. And I believe she was. Kel was absolutely right in that instance. She's like, why wouldn't my friend tell me that you're going to be in the hotel with my baby daddy and my kids? Why would you think we would not discuss that? And it's absolutely true. So from there, she was saying how her and Javi had worked very hard on co-parenting, and she does not want something like this to mess it all up. I don't feel like it should, but I feel like because Briana trying to be messy, and because because Kel can be petty too. Let's not act like, because Kel ain't no damn victim. She can be petty and mean and spiteful or whatever. I feel like it's a little bit of her getting her own medicine back, things that she shared out to other people. Because let's not forget, she cheated on Javi, or she broke his heart, divorced him, all these things. So I think it's a thing of now she give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But also she was on the Teen Mom after show, and she also said at this point in time, Javi and her was kind of trying to get back together, or Javi was trying to get back with her. And she said she felt like he was playing both sides. Like, he won't tell me what he got going on with her, but you still asking me about getting back together and asking me for like photos or whatever, but you're doing the same thing with her. It was some bullshit. So that's the real reason she feels some kind of way. Because like behind the scenes, you asking me, can we get back together? And you up here hanging out with that bitch. So she has every right to be upset. So, she said, Briana's messy. Watching her on the season, watching her episode last season, she lives a messy life. Like, it is what it is. And I said, well, that is true, because Briana, she had a lot of mess. So, we then see Kel FaceTime the boys who are in Orlando with Javi. And she's talking to Lincoln, she's talking to Isaac, and then she hears one of the boys talking to someone else. And she says, who are you talking to? And then the boy says, Nova. And then she says, oh. Meaning Nova is in the car. Because they were in the car. Nova's in the car with all of them. Meaning Briana and them is with them in Orlando. So she's just shocked, like, okay, you really got this half around my kids, and y'all really there together, like hanging out together, and I'm just pissed off about it. Javi kind of gets the phone and say, well, all right, they're busy, we gotta go. I didn't get to say bye. He like, well, they're busy, so whatever. I felt like he got the phone because he heard Kel say, oh, and the boy let her know that Briana was there. So yeah, so that's that whole thing. We then see Javi, Briana, her mom, and her sister, and all the kids like sitting down at dinner in Orlando. And Javi then said, what I'm saying? I heard that Leah is the one who told Kel. And he go, Briana, shut up. Really? He like, yeah, I don't know how she know. He said, well, we were in, at the VMA, we were talking about it or whatever, and I did mention it, so, but I didn't think that she would go back and tell Kale, the fuck you didn't? Yes, you did, girl. You can't even, look, I don't even think Kale would want her kids around Briana, her mom, and her sister, because first of all, they cuss like sailors, and for the most part, Kale is a great mom and tries to shield her kids from craziness. I would not want my kids around Brianna and her people because they just too damn extra. Even hearing Brianna's sister then say, don't have no drama because if y'all have drama, I gotta fight. Look, Brianna acting like, I'm so confused. I can't believe Leah did this. Brianna fake as frog here. And I can tell already I'm not going to be able to rock with her this season. Even seeing that's how the episode goes off. With them saying, the reunion coming up. Hopefully they can all get along or whatever. And the sister saying, well, hopefully we got to fight. Because if push comes up, I'm going to be fighting. But, we see the preview for the next episode. And we do see Brianna saying to Kale, you just mad because he's moved on. That's how you know she messy. Because my thing is, you shouldn't want to be arguing with me because I'm still the mother of his kids. And if you saw our season, you already see we have a volatile relationship. So why would you want to come in and stir the pot? Because you're messy. Because you're a messy bitch. And I feel like with Lewis always on the road, with her other baby daddy in jail, what's going to be her storyline? A great storyline is to have a beef with another castmate. Boom. Checkmate. And that's how the episode goes off. So put your comments below. Let me know what y'all think about the episode. And I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.